Salutations, fam. This is Dark from Haltessiagaming. In today's video, I've got a bit of a different deck profile. This is another retro format deck profile from GOAT format. I've been playing GOAT format a lot more lately. Surprise. Whenever Scythelock is in the format, I start playing other formats. But yeah, I played it a lot last week, and I have to say, like, I've been enjoying it a lot. There's some like slight changes to this from like my last deck profile on GOAT, and they were pretty impactful changes. Like, I have to say, I've been kind of having a pretty good showing against GOAT, because usually it's like, it's either like they die immediately or like I die immediately, and like there's never any like back and forth unless like if I draw like insane. But it's just like it's been very, very fun. But yeah, I will hop right into the deck profile of my Blue Eyes GOAT format deck profile. So to start off, we got 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's slide that out. There we go. It's my little microphone cord. So yeah, 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. I hope the microphone is actually connected this time, because like I recorded this like 3 times. This is my 3rd time trying to record it. The first 2 times my microphone wasn't plugged in, apparently. And then 3 copies of Paladin of White Dragon. And then 3 copies of Manju of the 10,000 Hands. And that's basically like your Blue Eyes engine. This is how you like summon Blue Eyes consistently. Like, people have asked me about like the Kaiba stuff, and it's just like, that's just not nearly as consistent at like summoning Blue Eyes, and it's just like kind of inconsistent in general. It's like Kaiba only summons Blue Eyes if you have Blue Eyes in hand, and like you don't really want to have Blue Eyes in hand. You'd rather have like a card you can use in hand. Paladin, it's one of those things where it's just like you want to be able to summon Blue Eyes from hand if you draw it, but like you'd prefer to like summon it from somewhere else. And Paladin being able to summon it from hand or deck is like, it's so good. And then like, Paladin's also like searchable, whereas like Kaiba isn't searchable. It's like the best you can do is like summon it off of like Shining. Well, actually, it is searchable. You can play like Rhoda to search it, but it's like, if you're not playing Warriors in your deck, it's like playing Rhoda to search Kaiba to then only summon Blue Eyes from hand. It's just, it's not as consistently effective as like this engine. And just like, this is like just such a good normal summon. It's like, I played one match where my opponent resolved Delinquent Duo, and they resolved Trap Dust Shoot on me 3 times over the course of the game. And it's just like, I never really felt like I had like no cards, because like this engine just like generates so much card advantage. It's just so quick for me to just be like, normal Manju, search. Sangan, search, and it's just like suddenly I've got 5 cards in my hand again. It's just like the fact that I was even able to get hit by Dust Shoot 3 times in one game is just wild. But yeah, that's it for the Blue Eyes engine. Very, very fun engine. And also, I just gotta talk about this card. It's so ridiculous, man. Being able to just like kill recruiters and kill flip monsters, and honestly just kill anything that's set without it flipping up, like this outs Spy, this outs, Moth, this outs Decoichi, this outs, all the recruiters. Like, it's such a good card. There have been so many games where I've just like kind of like just summoned this and just like been attacking with this, and then like, maybe like a turn later I'll be like, oh wait, I forgot to summon Blue Eyes, because this card has just been performing so well. But yeah, I just had to take a moment to talk about my boy Paladin. Like, it's so good. And then we've got like another advantage engine. We got, triple Thunder Dragon. Not much to say about Thunder Dragon. It's Thunder Dragon. Go +1. And then we've got 2 copies of Soul of Purity and Light. It's basically like a bootleg Chaos Sorcerer. So this is basically just a free special summon by banishing 2 lights from your grave. And like, well, you play a lot of lights, so this is going to be live a lot. I play this over Chaos Sorcerer because of the simple fact that like Chaos Sorcerer requires that dark, and you don't really play that many darks, whereas this is pretty much going to be live most of the time. And it's 2k, it's 2,000 attack points, and it has an effect, but like the effect is like barely relevant. It's like when your opponent battles, their monsters lose 300 attack points or something like that. I mean, it can come up sometimes, but it's like you mainly play because it's a free special. And then 2 copies of Yugioh Prius. Yeah, the goat killer, the recruiter killer. You just kind of swing over everything, and this can help you like push through for damage and OTKs because this can just hit over everything on their board. And then we have the one ofs. We have the one Sangan, the one Serpent, my one Dekoichi. I really enjoyed adding this card. Just having one of it's pretty nice because, like, you know, sometimes you see it and then you, like, you know, get to draw for free. And then, like, the main thing I like about this card is that it's a dark and it's, you know, one of the good darks that you can play. I probably will eventually end up bumping this up to 2 copies or, like, maybe even 3. I don't know. But, like, I've been playing 1 so far and it's been cool. The one Breaker, one of the best cards in the format. 1 copy of BLS. This is the only Chaos Monster I'm playing because I'm not playing many Darks, so like the Chaos Monsters aren't going to be live super often. But and then the last card is we got the last monster is the 1 copy of Cybersign. Yeah, sometimes you draw Cybersign and just like OTK your opponent out of nowhere because Cybersign just like puts a lot of damage on the board really quickly. Yeah, pretty good card. And now we move on to the spells. Staples of the format. Got Pot of Greed, Graceful, Duo, Snatch Steal, Premature Burial, Swords Revealing Light, MST, and Lightning Vortex for our one-of staples. These cards are all very, very good. And then we got 3 copies of White Dragon Ritual in order to facilitate Paladin. And then 2 copies of Metamorphosis. It's actually very easy to like facilitate, like use Paladin, because if you open like Manju plus like any of like the ritual pieces, you just summon Paladin and by extension summon Blue Eyes just like immediately. Like it's very, very consistent that I will summon Blue Eyes like very early into the game. It's not hard to summon it at all. And then onto the trap cards, we got 2 copies of Trap Dust Shoot. This is another card that I put into the main that was just like ridiculously powerful. I had like a couple of games where would open like Duo plus Dust Shoot and it was just like so debilitating. And it's just like because like the things like Serpent, like the Koichi, Manju, Thunder Dragon, like so many of my cards just like generate card advantage. My opponents would just get like drowned in card advantage really, really quickly. And yeah, Dust Shoot really good. Let me see your hand. And lastly, we got our one-of traps. We got Ring of Destruction, Mirror Force, and Call of the Haunted. I don't play Torrential. It's a very good card, obviously, but I just don't play it because I don't want to blow up my own board. Yeah. And then the extra deck is basically the same as my last extra deck, and like you should play that one. The unfortunate thing is I can't play the same extra deck because my Fiend Skull Dragon went missing, so it's just really unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, you just kind of, you know, play GOAT format extra deck. You just kind of play what you have. Yeah, this is what I've got right now. I've got 2 Last Warrior in here, 2 King Dragoon in here, triple Thousand Eyes, twin-headed Thunder Dragon, the one Fusionist. So this is just in here so you can like meta off Sangan to search Cyberstein when you're trying to like just kill your opponent. Dark Paladin's in here because it looks really cool. It's nice and shiny. The one Master of Oz. This is actually something that I didn't have in the last one, but thanks for that Speed Door reprint because this was like a $8 rare. So we got Master of Oz in here now. But fully enough, usually I summon Black Soul Dragon because it's a dragon and it's cooler. But sometimes, you know, you will need that extra damage. So like Master of Oz is a good option in the extra deck. Dark Balter, Gatling Dragon. Normally I would be playing a Fiend Skull Dragon in here too, but like my Fiend Skull Dragon, I can't find it anymore. So we're just playing this. Onto the side deck. I've got the one Jinzo against back row heavy decks, which I'm gonna be real, hasn't really come up very often. Most people are trying to just like attack, and yeah, it's like against like there's like one player who plays like a lot of back row. He's playing like one of those like aggro warrior deck that plays like a lot of back row. So I would like side this in against him, but like, you know, Comes up when it comes up. The one Chaos Orc. I don't have a lot of darks, but, you know, sometimes I do want a little bit more pressure. For the hand control matchup, I am playing 2 copies of Electric Snake. I like this better than Neko Main King because the thing about Neko Main King is I feel like it's not like super impactful in that scenario, because if they like discard it out of your hand, like it ends the turn. But the thing about the hand control matchup is that usually what they were going to do after they hand loop you anyways, they're probably just going to end your turn. But the thing about like Neko Main King is that like if they're playing drop off and you draw Neko Main King for turn, you just end your turn and you just turn skipped yourself. So it's like I'd much rather play something like Electric Snake. So it's just you just recoup those resources that you lose. But yeah, Electric Snake, I like it better than Neko Main King, because I'd rather just get my resources back than try to like end my opponent's turn. Because even if it doesn't really matter if my opponent ends their turn if I'm down like 4 cards, you know. Then we've got 2 copies of Nobleman of Crossout in the side for flip control. I don't main these because Paladin has a lot of overlap with this, and Paladin's like a monster that's searchable. And 90% of the time, in a situation where this would be good, Paladin is just as good. The only time that, you know, this is better is very specifically the scenario where you're like comboing it with Book to like banish like certain cards. And like, you know, I'm not playing Book of Moon, so this doesn't really have that application. Occasionally, like if your opponent like sets a Sangan and you knock it, like it'll be better. But it's just like, those are like this very hyper-specific corner cases. So it's just like, I have it in the side for like matchups where it's going to be like really impactful against like flip control. But yeah, I'm just having this in the side is fine for me. Then I've got 2 copies of Giant Trunade, in case I play against, you know, back row heavy stuff, being able to just like push through for the damage. Not really much else to say. The 1 heavy is in the side. I'm citing this because like a lot of people in my region don't really play a lot of back row. And it's like, I don't really mind trading, you know, a monster into like a Sakuretsu armor, because like, again, the deck generates so much card advantage. And yeah, it's not really the end of the world if I like lose a monster to like Sakuretsu armor. And then we have 6 traps in the side. I've got 3 copies of Return from the Different Dimension. So a lot of times the way that people will remove my blue eyes is by banishing it. And, you know, I play like the Spirit of Purity and Light. I play that, and I have, you know, like BLS and Chaos Orc. So it's like this can help push for like, just out of nowhere, I can just like OTK somebody. So that's something I like. And then lastly, I've got 3 copies of Wabaku in case I play against like the Reasoning OTK decks. So yeah, it's a pretty simple deck. Not much has changed from my last deck profile. The main things that's changed is like the side deck and like some stuff in the main, which I guess is actually a pretty significant change. But like the core of the deck, the core strategy of the deck is fundamentally the same. Yeah. But anyway, that's going to be it for this deck profile. There was a spider that was just crawling on me. Have to, got me freaking out over here. But anyway, this has been Darkslayer Arim from Haltessiagaming. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. And now it's time for our favorite minigame. Oh my gosh, where is it? Where is it? I didn't even move from over here. Come on.